good morning, and happy Sunday. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay, Financial Fanatics Edition. Woo. I am Marisha LaShay, and we have our good girl with us,
Good morning,
Tia.
good morning, good morning.
Y'all, it's day 29. Wow. Wow. You guys know that we only show up in the months that have 30 days. That is September, November, April, June. Y'all already know that we kick off every episode with us being able to check in mentally on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst day of our life, 10 being the best day of our life. Can we be below a 1? Absolutely. Can I be above a 10? Absolutely. Nobody can tell you how to feel or where you are and what you're doing, right? When you kick off the day. So Tia and I, of course, are going to go first, and then we'll allow you guys to share out on your platform of choice, wherever you are listening or tuning in. Please feel free to drop those numbers and check in with us on how you're feeling. So, Tia, on a scale from 1 to 10, how you feeling?
Girl, I'm feeling like a 9. I am so excited today. I cannot believe that we are on day 29, which means tomorrow is the end of September, which is so crazy, right? Just so crazy. So I'm
Definitely.
just very thankful to be here today and amongst the living, talking about money. Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Now, how you feeling?
I am a 10
Mm-hmm.
today. I'm just feeling very in a space of gratitude. Um, Not only in a space of gratitude, but just reflecting as we reflected this morning behind the scenes. Excuse me, before we got on the air with everybody, but it was just a blessing, y'all. I had my first co-host this month. I had a team mate the entire time, and it was awesome. Like it is a lot. Like I said, whenever that you get into a partnership with somebody, it's almost like a marriage. It's almost like a marriage. Y'all get married for a temporary time and then we move forward, right? Whatever that may look like, whatever comes after that. But for this moment, we're married, we move together, we align together, we have each other's back. I
Yeah.
mean, last week when we had that technical issue, you was holding
Yeah.
it down and still running this thing, right? No, like I mean, y'all know I just like to put it at the forefront and be 1,000 about what's going on. But you still was able to know what is happening and still running this thing as if you've been doing this thing, which you have been doing this thing for the last month or so.
Yeah.
28 days is a month. Let's be for real. Let's know
That's
where you
it.
don't sound like what you sound like on the first day. You don't sound like what you sound like on the second day.
Okay.
I always look at that like in education. Do you remember what you sound like on the first day versus your 30th day? Do you remember what you sound like on the first day versus the fifth day? Do you remember its growth and progression taking place, the push, the drive, the goal? It is something. It is something. To still my dad and he was talking, we were talking about the show last night. He was like, you still been going, you years in, you still been going, you years in. You getting in front of audiences. I'm still collecting countries. I'm still collecting viewers because I be shocked, each time that I go and look at all the data pieces, the data points, the episodes that was banging, the episodes that was flat. It was just like, oh my God, nobody even pressed play on these. Should I get rid of these? No, don't get rid of anything until you never know who this might be for. Everybody, I have so many different episodes. It's just crazy. I'm
Yeah.
just like, should I categorize them by this? No, you're about to do extra work. Just leave well alone. Just leave well alone. Like my personality type, I rearrange a whole situation. And I'm like,
Okay.
no, just leave that alone. I don't know what
Okay.
purpose that's serving. Just leave that alone. Like I have to have these conversations with myself. But I'm just like, just leave that alone. Just leave that
Yeah.
alone. Just leave it
Yeah.
alone. So yeah. So you guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in on what the actual focus is going to be for today, which is what is home ownership? What is the benefits of buying versus renting? So here we go. Let's go.
Hey y'all. Okay. So we're gonna keep it real simple, the way we always do, the way we have been for the last 28 days. Okay, so now 29, we're gonna keep it simple. Home ownership is exactly what it sounds like, right? You have partnered with a bank to purchase a home and now you're owning it. So now you are in this home ownership phase of your life. You are contributing to your family's financial future. And what this means is you are paying a mortgage for a piece of property that you live in with your family. Now, is renting better than owning a home? Is owning a home better than renting? Listen, it's apples and oranges, tomatoes, tomatoes. It is whatever fits your budget, your needs, and the way you want your lifestyle to be, right? Because I never want to be one of those people who come on and say, oh my God, you're paying how much in rent? You could own a home, right? Because there are certain factors when it comes to owning a home that sometimes are left out of the conversation. And because we're here on the Financial Fanatics tip, we're going to talk about a lot of those things today. Okay. So the very first thing that I want you to know is I'm going to tell you the 5 different types of home loans that you can get. Because of time, we're not going to go into all of them, but I'll tell you all of them. You can always do a little quick Google search of these, right? So the very first one is your conventional mortgage, right? Now, that one is the one where you may hear this a lot. Put down 20% on a home, right? You're going to put down 20%. That's your conventional mortgage. That's where you hear that a lot of times. You have your fixed rate mortgages, your adjustable rate mortgages, your government loans. Now, these are your FHA loans, your USDA loans, your VA loans, right? And I know everyone as a first-time homeowner, right, you always hear FHA. FHA. Get an FHA loan because you can put down 3.5%. I believe the last time I looked, it was 3.5%, right?
Yes.
So
It's
that's where
still.
you get
Yeah.
the battle between the put down the 20%, which is the conventional, or put down the 3.5, which is your FHA loan. Now, the very last one would be your jumbo loans, okay? And I'm pretty sure that just sounds like what it sounds like. It's a big old loan with a big old payment. So so those are your type of loans. You got a question?
Yeah. I was getting ready to say, what was that last loan?
Jumbo, a jumbo loan.
Go ahead.
So those are your 5 different types, guys. And what I want you to do, your homework is to go out and I want you to look into these loans and figure out which one would be the best type of loan for you, your finances, and what it is that you're trying to do. Okay. So now here's some things that I do want you to know about the FHA loan, right? You have a lower point of entry. And by that, I mean when you have to put down the money for the loan, right? You're going to put down 3.5%, 3.5% of whatever the total cost of the house is, right? Now, with that, you do have something that is called PMI. So you might hear this, you might not hear it. It might not be something that's always discussed, but PMI is private mortgage insurance. And the reason why PMI is always attached to these FHA loans is because the bank wants to ensure that they're going to get their money if you default. Isn't that crazy? The bank is going to make sure that they get paid for giving you the money for the house if you should fall on hard times or become in a foreclosure process and actually lose it. And then guess what the bank gets to do? They get their loan paid off from you. They
A
then get to
mess.
resell it. They get paid 2 times. They get paid 2 times plus whatever it was that you were able to pay them. So you want to make sure that you're understanding these terms and what you would, be given in these loans. Now, I do want you to go to your local websites in your towns, in your counties. Also, you want to be looking for your state because each state and each county offers some type of first-time homeowners assistant grant. Okay. You always want to make sure that you're getting all the money that is on the table. Even if you decide that's what you want to do, get all the money on the table because it reduces your costs. Okay.
Also, I'm gonna jump in with you on this because honestly, like I shared with you guys, maybe on a previous season before, what season is this? This is September.
Yeah.
The last time that I had talked to you guys, this was like in the springtime. I want to say
Yeah.
April-ish. I was talking to you guys about home ownership, and this is perfect how God brings things back full circle. And you guys know that I was going through the home ownership process, correct? Okay. And I was telling you the ups and the downs about it. Let's talk about it. I'm bringing
Let's
it
talk
back
about it.
because this needs to be talked about. Did I qualify for a VA loan? No, because the VA loan is focused for those who are in the military. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that again with the VA
Yeah.
loans, or if your spouse, if you yourself is not in the military, the VA loan would normally be like for those family members or those spouses and things like that, where
Correct.
the government is going to allow them to be able to get the house, the whatever house that qualifies under that particular loan, and all those particular logistics. Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about this FHA loan with the 3.5%. Yes, this is the percentage as it relates to what it's going to be. If the house is 200,000 and you got 3.5 to bring to the table, that's 7 bands that you need to bring to the table.
Come on,
Seven
Brandon.
thousand dollars. $7,000. Is it going to be worth it? Sure, if that is the house that you want to do, but I don't want all that house. And I said I wasn't going to max out on my loan because the more that you're going to max out on, the more that you're going to be paying back. So I say, okay, I'm gonna drop this thing down to 150,000. There are some nice properties that measure up to 150,000, but also consider this though: when you are buying your house, with that 3.5%, I will have been having to bring less to the table. But also, let me let y'all in on a little secret. If you are in certain career fields, you could talk that talk with that grant money. Because I am a teacher, they have some stuff for you, some grant money for you. I got grant money for you. Yes. If you are a first time responder, such as a police officer, such as a like you work on the ambulance, you are just in a healthcare field somewhere,
They
they
got
have
grants for that
grants for
too.
you. You have to stay in certain areas though. You will have to stay in certain areas, and there are certain parameters based on the type of grant that you are looking at. And as a first time homeowner, yes, they have those grants out there.
Yep. Yep.
But like I said, you're getting ready to get in the bed with the bank. And the bank, y'all, the first step is to pre-qualify.
Yeah.
Definitely. But guess what? You need to be ready with your credit score, and you need to be able to have some documents ready to go. Your
Come on,
W-2s,
reading my notes. Come on, reading
they're
my
going to be
notes.
asking you for these particular things. Get your W-2s ready from the previous year. They want to know how much money you're actually making. Because if you don't qualify, you're not going to be getting a house of 200,000. And don't feel bad about it because this is only how you're starting off.
Not how you have to finish.
You don't have to finish like this, but
Mm-hmm,
this is how you're
mm-hmm,
starting off to kick off the process because the process doesn't take a whole year to close on a house. It just doesn't. There are
mm-hmm.
just certain parameters that may happen along the way, but it does not take long to close. As long as you got the money at the bank, you should be ready to go. And your credit score being together, you should be ready to go.
I should just let you just read all my notes.
I mean, I'm just
Because
saying, like
you can
as
put
we
them all
always
out
say,
there. Go ahead, girl.
no, but as we always say, we've been through some things. We done some things.
Yeah.
Yes, I could have been sitting in my house, but the lack of preparation
Yeah.
and the timing that it comes. If you're constantly being hit in your pockets financially, this is going to lay you. You're
Yeah.
not going to be able to do like you really got to stick it to your budget, and you really have to stick to everything coming out of that one account. That was my downfall.
Yeah.
That was my
Listen,
downfall.
that's why all of the conversations that we have had up until this point have been structured in a way that would allow you to be able, if this is the path that you want to go down, to
Yep.
walk this path with some organization, with some discipline, with some structure. Because like you said, they're going to want to see your bank statements. You are going to have to speak to everything that is on that bank statement if there is any red flag, right?
Yeah.
They're going to want to know, where did you get this money from, or why did you have to pay this, or whatever. You want to make sure that your money is being placed in the bank and that you know exactly how your money is being spent. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, like you said, you want to get your W-2s together. You do for the past 2 years. You want to have 2 years worth of W-2s. And let's just say you didn't get a house this year. Well, next year you need to make sure you have all the up-to-date information, right? If that's what it is that you're going to be trying to do. But that credit piece is a strong one because that credit piece will either keep you outside of the door or it will allow you to walk in. And even sometimes it might just only keep you right in the door. You can't walk in, nor are they going to push you out. They're just going to dangle it in front of you. So you have to get that credit piece in order. Now, each type of loan does have their own type of credit requirements. Each grant
Yep.
has their own type of credit requirements. Everyone is not one size fits all. So as you're walking this walk, you might say, okay, the FHA may say that I only have to have a 550 because in some cases they have advertised that you could have a 550. Now you can have a 550, but you're not getting any type of grants. You're not getting any other type of assistance because those require for you to maybe have a 620 and above. So the goal should not be 550. The goal should be the 620. And if you go back to the credit conversation that we had earlier in the month, and you go back to the debt repayment plan that we had earlier in the month, all of these things start working together to reduce the debt, but to increase the credit score, right? Now you have more money to put towards that 3.5% down payment or that 20% down payment. You have more money because now you're just shifting your focus. I paid off my debts. That's cool. I got my money allocated correctly. That's cool. My credit score is up and I'm keeping it up. That's cool. Now we're just shifting that discipline to continue to walk this walk until we get what it is that we want. That's the name of the game, right? The name of the game is discipline. That's it. You're building the discipline in order to do this thing because listen, when you buy a house, and this is the difference between buying a house and renting, is when you buy a house and that refrigerator breaks, you don't have anybody to call. I mean, unless you have a homeowner's warranty, right? If you don't have that, you don't have anybody to call. So the discipline needs to be if something should happen, I have an emergency fund that I can pull from. Remember, we had a conversation about that earlier in the
Yes,
month.
yes. Talk
You
your
go
talk.
back and you listen to those things. I have that emergency fund. Now you might have gotten savvy. I have an emergency fund for appliances, and then I have an emergency fund just for life. See, when you start listening to all the things that we've talked about and you start putting it together, you start saying, I need to put money here. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to
Yep.
increase my income to boost up my chances. I need to do this. And now you're just extremely savvy with your money that should a hard time come, baby, you covered.
Yeah, because that's like I said, it's so funny to me because I was like, man, I wasn't ready like I thought I was. Not
Me
the way that I
either.
should have been.
Me
But I said
either.
as I was looking at it, because I was like, every plan that I was putting together, honey, it was like tanking,
Yeah.
tanking.
Yeah.
Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Every time it was time to do something, mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm. I wasn't as prepared as I thought that I should have been when
Yeah.
it was all said and done. And
And
I'm
you
just
know
like
what? That's
now
the
going
wake up
back and
call.
looking at it, I'm like, oh no, let me make sure I got this. Oh no, but I won't be operating like I was. I
Yeah.
will be having three separate accounts. So the money that you're putting rent money in, that will actually be the fund that like that's fixed. You know
Mm-hmm.
that this is fixed money not coming back out. Once it goes
Right.
in, it goes out. But I said I was even about to mess myself up even more. I said, honey, go on and allocate when your check. You can add as many accounts that you want to for your payroll. This money goes over here. This money goes like, honey, you ain't even got to worry about touching it because they know, like, if you roll it in like that, they'll know how serious you are about it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, you might want to look at what you need to do to be able to, be as savvy and accountable for
Yeah.
your money by not even having to move it yourself because let them go ahead and deposit it into that particular account so you're not worried about that.
No, that's correct. And also too, just being just being a good steward of your mental health too when it comes to this thing, because you don't want to be trying to burn yourself out trying to do multiple things at once. Pick something, right? Just start, but don't burn yourself out and you be like, oh my god, Now you get in your spending account, you got $20 because you just like, okay, I did this, I did this, I did that. And you just like, I'm not ready to do that yet. See, that's the thing that I've been like trying to make sure people understand. Like, yes, we have to start and we have to move quickly, but don't overwhelm yourself. Because this process is a look in the mirror and say, ooh, girl, you messed up. It's a look in the mirror type of situation. When you're going through the home buying process, baby, it make you look in the mirror and be like, who is this? Is this
That's
me?
what I'm saying.
Is this
Yeah. I
me?
mean, but
Is
you
this what
did.
I
I
did?
definitely did. I was like,
Yeah.
did you really think that you was about to be doing this? And did you really think
Listen, I'm in
like
the same boat as you. I had the same type of situation happen. I thought that I knew everything about credit repair. I thought that I knew everything about putting my finances in the correct boxes. I just thought that you know what I'm saying? I already started paying off debts. I've done this, I've done that. And when I sat down with the mortgage loan representative, when I sat down with her, she was like, oh, you can get this much money. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, like I can get this, woo, woo, woo. Then I went and I talked to someone else, because if you're in this process, you need to be shopping around to make sure that, you're getting the best deal. When I talked to the other mortgage rep, he told me, he said, okay, now they done told you you can get what? I said, well, this is what they told me. He said, okay, well, let's sit down. Let's look at this thing. And we looked at it. He was like, yeah, no, you need to fix this. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do that. We're not qualifying you if you don't do it. And I was like, what? You're not doing what? Because of what? And then I was like, okay, let me go back to the drawing board. I didn't know everything that I thought I knew. I was not very prepared as I thought that I was. And then it pushed me to be like, you need to be doing more. And as you do more, tell the people about the more that you're doing, because they're probably in the same boat as you, thinking that they got it all together. And then they go and sit down with somebody and they tell them that they don't. Listen, there are so many things when it comes to buying a home, right? You need your earnest money. Y'all know what that is? That's just basically money to let them know that you're serious about closing on the deal, right? You need money in-house. If you work in any type of industry that requires somebody to give money, they'll say we have money in-house. That's what that means. You need your money in-house to close on your deal. But there are so many other closing costs. Listen, one thing that I did not tell you all is that I am also a loan signing agent, which means when you sit down at that title company, you probably could sit with me, right? And I would help you go through the process of signing off your paperwork. So many different things that are not discussed in the process of purchasing a home, and you really don't find out about them until the very end. So there are closing costs, right? And all those closing costs are just lumped into two words: closing costs. But you never really know all of the things that you're paying for. You're paying for the title company, you're paying for the loan origination, you're paying for the taxes. Listen, you have to pay for the taxes up front. What if you buy
yeah,
somebody's house during the time where the county is collecting taxes? You have to now pay for those taxes. You have to account for that. Listen, when they tell you that renting is that buying a home is better than renting because you're paying somebody else's mortgage and this, that, and the third, all they're looking at is the mortgage payment. They're not looking at the taxes and insurance. They're not looking at the homeowner's insurance. They're not looking at whatever other fees come with paying the county and this, that, and the third. They're not looking at all those things when they tell you that. So I just want everybody to know, like, there are numbers that you need to crunch in order to make this thing real for yourself. And it's possible. It's possible. Everybody can do it. I believe that everybody should at some point in their lives strive for some type of home ownership, because it allows for some generational blessings, some generational coverages for your family. And it could become the family home.
but you could also find yourself getting into a new career though, after you purchase the first home. Because after you live in your home for 2 years, you could go ahead either sell it off or add to your actual portfolio. Because when I was talking with the inspector for
Get
he
out
said
my notes. Get out my
that is
notes.
listen, we're gonna talk about getting this bag. You could live in your house
Okay.
for 2 years and be good and go and buy another and repeat the process again.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Or some people was like, well, why aren't you buying the building first? Look, ma'am and sir
So
and
many
ma'am,
things. That
I
real
am not
estate
doing
piece. that real estate piece, when I tell you that real estate piece, and I'm saying piece because it's a piece of the pie, can change your life.
It can.
But you
It
need to
definitely
get your
can.
credit and your money in order.
Yeah, because you're
In
gonna have to
order
be able
for
to leverage money and credit if you're gonna go
listen,
back and repeat again,
I'm telling
keeping
you,
your credit score, keeping all your paperwork and everything together. The same thing that you did to buy the house, you're gonna do again. So if you made this time, you're looking to make money with the second house because then you get this second house, you get a second mortgage. But now, what are you gonna do with this investment property? Because now you're investing at this point. Are you going to put it on Airbnb? House is going to generate profit, and you got to kind of pre-plan before you even decide to go even in this route because you cannot just do or spring some last minute stuff
okay?
on yourself if you're finna step into this arena.
I'm telling you. Ooh, that's so good. That is so good. That is so good that you said that because yes, guys, listen, it is 2 years and a day. 2 years and one day that you can live in your property and start to reposition yourself. So it's so many different savvy ways. Let me just tell you guys this. Now, if let's say you bought a house with your your FHA loan, right? Let's say you did that. You then, let's just say you want to get out of the PMI. Okay, well, you would have to refinance your loan over to a conventional loan, but that would be so much easier 2 years and one day after of having the loan. 2 years and one day after, you can then transfer your name off the documentation. And let's just say you want to give it to a business. You want to give it to your own business, right?
Yep.
But now you don't own the home anymore. You
It's in the
don't
business
own the
name.
home anymore. It's in the business name. So guess what? Then you now qualify again. Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
Talk
Because
your
you did,
talk.
because you did qualify for some more things that you already qualified before, but now you don't own a home. So don't that mean you can qualify again? Stop playing with me. Let's get
You
to
could
the
definitely
bag.
qualify again, but this time it'd be in the business name. And now the business can begin to get some type of credibility as it relates to you turning it over to the business.
Yes, yes, girl. It's so this thing, this
It's
I mean, we would need to have a whole nother conversation about this because you can actually do all of these things and you can just make money, build your legacy, build your net worth, and then start, like you said, getting into a different career field, one that could potentially, once you get older, be
yeah,
making
because it
money
don't
hand over
you
fist.
you be at the house, you could be outdoors looking for different properties in different areas,
Yes.
getting those different buildings. Because I'm just like, when I think about my landlord now, let me tell you something. That man did the mess. Him and his wife did the mess out of this concept. They did this. Like I'm looking at it so much in a different lens because I'm just like 18 units.
18.
Then this is not the only
Listen,
building that he has.
girl, okay, look,
Told me up.
y'all, when you get your tax refund, and I'm not saying for people to just dive into this because there's a lot of things. So I
Yeah.
participate every single tax sale. Well, not every single one. The last couple of ones I have participated in. So I got some skin in the game when it comes to applying as, a purchaser for someone's, taxes. I say all that to say that you can get a home.
Girl, don't throw
Whole
your
nother conversation. Whole nother conversation because use your tax money wisely. Use it wisely. Either you're going to pay off some debts and do that, or you're going to participate in some of these tax sales. And you really don't have to do it in Cook County. If you're in Chicago, you could do it anywhere
yeah.
and get a home for less than $1,200. Now you would need some capital because of course you're gonna have to fix it up. You're gonna have to, there's some other things. So I'm not trying to dangle this over like $1,200 and it's all great. No, it's some other stuff that go into that.
You got some work
But
because now you got to get the contractors on board, which you got to get a whole team together to be able to get that house together. But that's another conversation for another day. Yes,
all
but
we saying is that this journey, this home ownership journey
could go on and bless you.
can go on and bless you. This real estate bag can bless you. And if you listen to all the other things that we've talked about all 29 days, that discipline is going to build up. That's
That's
it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for
yeah,
you today.
that's it. It's just, know which kind of loan you're going to be able to qualify for by
Yeah,
doing your extra research. Which loan is going to be essential for you and your own situation, because what worked for me and what worked for Tia may not necessarily work for you. We always give you this disclaimer. It's not a one size fits all type of
correct.
situation, because things can happen, and you just got to be able to think about what's going to be next.
Yep.
That's all. What's going to be next, and that's it for the most part.
That's it. But y'all can do it. I have so much faith in the listeners that after all these days, you all are going to go out here and you're going to kill it financially. You're going to kill it. So
Definitely.
2025, you all are going to be in a better position. That's it. So if getting in a better financial position has been on your New Year's resolution for the last couple of years, make 2025 the year that you actually do the work. Do the work. Set it up now. The last 3 months of the year, set it up. 2025, implement and execute. This is your
2025,
own.
we going live. That's what it
Okay.
is. 2025, we going live.
Watch, that's what it's gonna be at churches for 2020. I can't wait. I love when they have like the little theme for New Year's. I
Yeah,
love
like
that. So
2024,
20,
Donna.
yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
calling no more, all kind of stuff. Like, girl. Yeah, we did.
2025, we going live. That's it.
That's
2025, you doing
it.
the work. End of 2025, you're gonna be a whole new person.
Art. And if you just start slowly but surely taking it in increments of 3 months or so, because I'm like, as I'm getting ready to do what I need to do, I'm just like, okay, God, here we go.
Here we
Okay, here we
go.
go.
Here we go.
Let me pull these credit reports. Let me do this. Let me, see what's happening. Let me see what's going on so I could begin to position myself around financially and
Yeah,
what I need to do to clean it up, because that's why I just said it's time for a cleanup.
yeah.
The get right challenge is what I'm getting ready to do. Get right.
Let's do it. Get right.
So yes, 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 y'all. Well, you guys, for coming to the close of the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We share some many great things with you, some ideas. We always like to keep it light and fresh and heavy, nothing too stressful. But definitely feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions regarding home ownership or anything in the financial realm. Tia is your girl. I told you don't call me about that stuff. If you are looking for production of your show, editing, things like that, then I'm your girl, the tech savvy girl behind the scenes. So yes. So we are out of here. We are out of here. We are out of here.